Hello students, today I am going to start with the third chapter of BA, that is planning. Now what is planning? The concept of planning is to collect information for the activities to be undertaken in business, consider them in advance and plan out how to do these activities. In a very simple language you can say planning means you have to think about future. Thinking about future, you are taking few decisions and you have to base on that basis you have to take on your business. According to Bill, planning task of planning is to choose something, because you are having the various alternatives from which you can choose the correct one what you want for your business. Now there are several characteristics of planning. Among that, the first one is universal process. Planning is a universal process because in each and every business, whatever work you are doing, they require planning. You have to plan out each and every step of your business. Then and then only you can think about progress or to earn profit in your business. The second function characteristic of planning is primary function. It is a primary function because before starting any business you need to plan everything, and for that planning is very much necessary, and so it is a primary function. Third is it is a conscious and mental process. Each and every businessman has to continuously think and plan for the progress of his business, and so it is a conscious and mental process. Fourth is flexible. It cannot be rigid. You cannot stick to one plan only, because if your plans are not working, you have to change your plans, and so it is said to be it is flexible. It can be changed from time to time. Whenever you are not getting goal oriented result, you can change your plan. The fifth one is precise. You have to be stick on your planning, but keeping in mind the success of the business, because planning is a process for future. The matters that consider for planning are to be studied exactly. Statistical data, you have to collect the information, and then only you can think about the future and you can plan about your business. The sixth characteristics is forecasting is essential. You, because planning is everything related to future, and so whatever you are planning, it is a forecast. You are just imagining and you are taking a risk of that decision, and you are planning for future, and so it is essential that whatever you are planning, it should be related to some things that are very much essential for your business. And so forecasting is done by considering future uncertainties, because we don't know where the risk are been going to be there. The seventh characteristic is list of alternatives. As we said, what is the best alternative? You have to choose from the various options that are available, and the best alternative according to your budget, according to your decision, you have to decide. And so there are various alternatives that are available, and from those alternatives you have to select the best one. Eighth point is concerned with future, because planning is done keeping in mind the future, and so you have to take into consideration whatever future plans are there. It has to be goal oriented, and assumptions are done later on. Planning is related with future because it is evaluating future at present, and accordingly we make arrangements for the same. Ninth is continuous process. It never stops. Planning never stops. The day from when we commence a business till the day we are continuing the business, it is keeping on. Next point is continuous process. Planning is a continuous process, and it is Right from the starting of the business, it keeps on moving and we keep on changing the planning if we don't get the accurate result according to our objective, and so it is called a continuous process. The next characteristics is objective oriented activity. As we have the main motive to any business is to earn profit, and so the objective of any business is to earn profit, and each and every businessman tries to earn maximum profit, and so it is called objective oriented activity. All the planning is done to earn the highest number of profit. The next and the last point is requires decision process. Each and every planning requires decision process, because without decision planning cannot be implemented. It is necessary from various alternatives of planning we decide the best plan and we work or implement on that planning. Now we will look after the importance of planning. The first point of importance of planning is activities in systematic way. According to planning, all the activities that are carried on in a business are carried on in a systematic way. The second point is because of planning, wastage is avoided, and so it is very much necessary that in our planning we should plan each and every activity in such a way that least wastage is done, and so it will minimize your cost of production. The third important point is because of planning, it reduces the uncertainties, that whichever uncertainties comes on the way, they are being solved on very smoothly because of planning. If plans are not there, then you won't find any solution for any problem. So it is necessary to have planning in each and every business. The fourth important point is it leads to precision. Whatever is decided is being worked on, and we work according to our plan. In each and every business, planning is done priorly. In each business, they plan out and then they work on that plans, and so it is very precise. Fifth point is useful for achievement of objective. As I talked to you right now only, that objective of any business is to earn profit, and so to achieve that profit, planning is very much necessary. We cannot start the business just like with a thought that okay, we have to start with a business and we will start. No, first you have to plan out everything, and then you can achieve the profit. The sixth important point is smoothness in other managerial function. Because of planning, each and every function of the business is going on smoothly, because all the work done by the laborers or the top manager, everyone they do according to the plans, and so you are getting goal oriented profit. The next point is employees cooperation. Because you are working on plans, so you know what you want from your workers, and even your workers cooperate with you to work on the planning, and so employees cooperation is very much important. The eighth important point is effective control. Because of planning, there is an effective control over the business. You can look after, you can guide the workers, and everything can go on smoothly because of planning, and so there is a effective control over the business. The last important point is coordinates with various activities. Planning not only works for the betterment of the businessman, but it works for the society also. It coordinates with many activities, for example, for raw materials, marketing, selling, production, everything. It has to coordinate, because planning is done in such a way that all the activities of the business are taken into consideration and are having a coordination among them. Now we will talk about the limitations of planning. The first limitation of planning is uncertain future. as we have discussed earlier, that planning is related to future. No one knows their future, and so future is uncertain. So you are planning, whatever planning is done, it is uncertain. You cannot say this plan will give you 100% profit, and so you have to keep on changing your plans if you are not getting the accurate result. Second is expensive process. Sometimes you don't know, and so you hire skilled workers for planning also, and so you have to pay high expenses to them, and so it is called expensive process. Even in planning, you whatever your workers are there, you guide them, you train them, and so it becomes expensive. Now third limitation is time consuming. It requires lots of time to plan for the future, and taking into consideration various data, various information from the market and everywhere, and so you cannot plan in one day. It takes a lot of time, and so it is a biggest drawback of planning, that it is time consuming. The fourth is planning is irrelevant. You cannot say that from this book you can study and you can just plan out on that basis. No, it cannot be done. You have to take the various data, information, experience about other people, and then keeping all those things in mind, you have to plan about future. And so it is irrelevant. It is not related to anything that you can just take it or grab it from some place and you can plan accordingly. You have to plan your own ways, and you have a solution for your own problems. The fifth limitation is tends towards rigidity, that many times you just keep on stick to one plan only, and that is rigidity. You have to keep on changing if your plan does not give you good result. But sometimes people don't understand and they stick to one plan only, which is called rigidity. Now sixth limitation is uncertainty of external factor. Uncertainty, there are many uncertain external factors which affects your planning. For example, the raw material which is required for your business is not available in particular month, so that is an external factor. According to your plan it was available, but according to the climate it is not available, and so now your plans must have an alternative. So while planning, all these external factors has to be taken into consideration. The next point is incomplete information. If you are not having complete information, then your plans will not be so much successful, because when you plan you should have full information about the market, about the strategies, about the production, about the different rival companies' price, and many other things that are needed for the business. And so if you are not having complete information, then it will not give you a fruitful result. The next point is restriction on employees' creativity, because when you plan you just have to focus on that plan, and that plan is been decided by the employer. And so here the employee whose creativity is there, or who are expert in that field, their viewpoints are not taken into consideration, and whatever you have planned, only on that you are focusing and working, and so you don't get the good result. The next and the last limitation of planning is use of faulty methods. Many times we just keep on using that faulty methods which don't give you fruitful result, and so it is necessary that such things should be removed from the business. If you are not getting successful results from your planning, then you should have an alternative plan for that, and so it is very much necessary to stop those faulty methods. Now we will talk about the process of planning. first process of planning is determination of objective. You have to decide the objective, what is the goal of your business, and accordingly you have to plan for the business, and you have to make plans for the business so that your business runs successfully and you achieve the goal that you have decided for your business. The second point is clarifying the planning premises. How much, what workers are going to do for the business, how much you are going to work for the business. So everyone's scope and premises should be finalized, and they should be given the authority and responsibility to work on the plans and to have their own plans also, so that they can give out their best and they can work for the business. The third process of planning is collection and analysis of information. Very much important, because if you are not having the accurate result data, then you are not able to find out what is the problem in your business, and accordingly you have to analyze why your product is not being sold in the market. Preparation of alternative plan. Whenever we start with any of the plan, our next plan, subsidiary plan, should be always ready, because it is not necessary that whatever first plan we have planned will give you successful or good result. And so if that plan does not work successfully, we should always be ready with an alternative plan, because each and every plan does not give you 100% result, and so alternative plan should be always ready. The fifth process of planning is evaluation of alternative. Whatever alternative plans you have decided, you should evaluate them, that whether they will give you successful result or not according to the first plan, why our first plan failed, what are the changes between the first and second plans, and so you should have the options of them and the difference between all the plans. So if first plan has not given you successful result, the second plan should give you successful result. The next is selection of the best alternative. As we talked earlier, we are having the best alternative foregone is called the choice. The choice is yours always. You are having many different alternatives, and from those alternatives you should find the cheapest and the best alternative for your business that will give you goal oriented result. The seventh point is formulation and evaluation of subsidiary plans. Whatever your subsidiary plans are there, you have to work on that. You have to evaluate them thoroughly, that whether if the first plan fails, the second one is ready, and what is the difference between the first and the second plan, whether it will give you good result or not, what were the problems or hurdles in the first plans. Those hurdles should be removed from the subsidiary plan so that they give you fruitful result. And the last one is evaluation of plan. Always the plan should be evaluated. They should be thought many times, and expert advice should be taken so that you get fruitful result and you earn huge profit in your business. So here now we are going to talk about the different kinds of plan. The first plan is standing plan. Whatever plan is used repeatedly, that is called standing plan. For example, the business is having problem in any machinery, that is again and again you may have this problem, and so for that you may hire a good mechanic for that, so that whenever your machine is been out of service, then that person is there to look after the machine, and so this is called standing plan. The second is strategic plan. Here the strategic plan is for the accomplishment of objective, and these are for long term and short term strategies are being decided so that your business works successfully and you get goal oriented result from the business. Effect of strategic plans are seen in long term, and they are very much useful for the decision making power, because whatever strategies are planned, you work on those plans. The next one is tactical plans. Here in tactical plans, for the accomplishment of business objectives, short-term plans are prepared by middle level management. These plans are prepared by middle level management, like the heads of the department, production head, the manager. They prepare the plan and they are called tactical plans, and these plans are very much necessary for short-term objectives. To get the short-term objectives, this tactical plans works a lot. The second is operational plan. Here in operational plans are made by departmental heads for the implementation of strategic plan, and these plans are being implemented by the employees as the plans are related with the routine work, and so it is called operational plan, is almost similar to technical plans. Next one is single use plan. This is used for once in a while, and so it is called single use plan. This plan is made for special activity. One time plan is applied to those activities which do not reoccur again and again. For example, for the activities like ship making, construction of house, packaging, printing, etc. This plan is important. And the last one is contingency plan. In contingency plan, business unit has to coordinate with the changing situation due to political, economical, social or natural factors. For example, right now coronavirus is going on, and so you have to make different plans to fight against corona, and so there are various lockdowns that we are going through. These are called contingency plan. Because of corona you are having lockdown and you have to stay at home only. So this type of plans are called contingency plan. Now the components or the elements of planning. The first objective or the element of planning is objective, and objective of any business is profit earning, and so each and every planning is done for the earning of the profit of the business. The second element of planning is strategy. You prepare different strategies, different plans to work out and to earn this profit. The third point is policy. Each and every business has their own policies where the decisions and strategies are decided by the management to work and to get the achievement of the objective is called policy. The fourth point is method or procedure. Method is an arrangement for carrying out business programs. Strategies depicts the arrangement of facing competition to fulfill the objective, while method refers to the best way of accomplishment of predetermined goal. Now the next point is rules. Each and every business have their own rules and policies to run the business. Rules decides the procedure and give the clear understanding to the workers so that they have to work according to the rules, according to the norms of the business. For example, smoking is not allowed, then use of mobile phones during working hours are not allowed. You cannot have lunch in the desk area, and so different kinds of rules are being prepared by the business and the workers have to follow. The next and the important element of planning is budget. You have to run the business, keep in the mind the budget of the business. On that basis only your business becomes small scale industry, large scale industry, and according to the business expenditure budget, sales budget, promotion budget, cost of production budget, cash budget, etc. are made by the businessman. And the last element of planning is program. Different programs or the sequence of activities are to be undertaken by the business unit. If the work is done according to the program, problems do not arise in completing or achieving the profit of the business. So with this we come to an end of this chapter. Now we will go on with the multiple choice questions. We will discuss the answers for the multiple choice question. First question is, mention the first function of management, and the correct answer is planning. Planning is the first function of management. The second question is, planning is related to dash. It is related to future. Correct answer is future. Third question is, what is the first step of planning process? And it is defining objective. What is the objective of the business? To define that is the first step of planning process. Fourth question is, planning function means function of choice. You are having various alternatives. From that you have to choose the best one, that is planning. Fifth one is, decisions and strategies are decided by the management for accomplishment of objective. It is known as dash. It is known as policies. All the decisions and strategies are taken into consideration in policies. The next sixth question is, what is precondition for successful planning? And it is flexibility. Your planning should be flexible. It should never be rigid. The seventh question is, state the last step of planning process, and it is evaluation of plan. You should think again and again and evaluate whether it will give you good result or not. Eighth is, which of the following is the element of planning? And the correct answer is rules. Rules are the elements of planning. Last one, which of the following plans determines the objective of planning? And it is strategical plan. With this, I come to an end of this chapter. Take care and have a good day. Thank you.